Testing, testing.
That strength doesn't always come from muscle mass. Great rally.
Testing, testing.
Oh, into the net as he went for the backhand. All you can do is smile and applaud the effort.
Yeah, as I was saying before, that craziness takes off. Yeah, it's a really a good reminder that strength in table tennis.
All right, guys, we'll get started here shortly.
I would say maybe Pechford, Leveson, and Ola.
Angelongli takes that personally.
He may also agree with me. You never know.
What a point
All
here.
right, guys, we'll get started here shortly.
Oh, what a point! Coley, with remarkable defense, finally gets the error from Kasahara.
Some of the other teams. Oh yes. Oh yes.
Remarkable defense finally gets the error from Kasahara.
Oh yes. That is an excellent rally from both players. Vivarelli coming out on top.
Rediscovers the table. Durant stays in the point from off the floor, and yet Chandra still puts it away. That's awesome stuff.
That's crowd pleasing table tennis. It's very good at.
Discovers the table. Durant stays in the point from off the floor, and yet Chandra still puts it away.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message.
Alrighty. Imagine they'll be starting their stream soon. I'm just finishing setting up the camera here. Hope this is live. Let's see. Oh, looks like stream is live. Just gotta refresh. Imagine they'll be starting their stream soon. I'm just finishing setting up the camera here. Hope this is live. Let's see. Oh, looks like stream is live. Just gotta refresh. Imagine they'll be starting their stream soon. Just finishing setting up the camera here. Okie dokie. Let's see. How is this looking? Mic check, mic check. Okie dokie. Let's see. How is this looking? Mic check, mic check. Alright, I'm going to the MLTT live stream. I'm going to mute this one. And then now I am plugged in. To the live thing. Hope the stream is working correctly. Let me know if it is not. We're going to be getting some live review and reaction to the Major League Table Tennis draft for next season. Oh! Draft for. Oh!
Very excited and looking forward to play season 3 of the Major League Table Tennis.
We got Koki. Koki Niwa. Alex Roberto, okay.
Very exciting.
Oh. Yo!
The commitment of the players, the teams.
Montero, we got Montero, okay. That's a pick.
This is what modern table
Got
tennis
Kobe.
should be.
Gardosh, okay. I mean, he's been playing a lot in Westchester, so this makes sense.
I'm only focusing on table tennis, so I'm practicing every day.
Yo!
For my team.
I hope that I can bring my China.
Montero, we got Montero, okay. That's a pick.
Thank you, and I hope to see you in practice.
Gardosh, okay. I mean, he's been playing a lot in Westchester. All right, bring it on.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Season 3 MLTT Draft. Hi, everybody. I am Evan Leffler. Thrilled
What's
to be
up, Evan?
joined by the Hall of Famer Sean O'Neill. And Sean,
All right,
today,
bring
over
it
the next
on.
90 minutes, we
Sean
have
to
the
go.
honor
Shout out,
of
Sean. Was
welcoming
good.
the next 34 table tennis talents into the MLTT family. Season 3, just a few months away, starting in September, but the shape of the rosters will
What's up,
largely
Evan?
be determined by what happens here today, and it's a very exciting day both for us and the future stars
Sean
in
to
our
go.
league.
Shout out,
What are
Sean
your
was
foremost thoughts as we get rolling here today?
Well, just the players get better every single season, so I'm looking forward to seeing more international stars. Got some rule changes coming up, which the coaches are
Rule
gonna have to be aware
changes.
of to make sure that they don't miss out on those small little details that really make the difference coming into the finals.
Well, it was just a few weeks ago the Carolina Gold Rush took the Season 2 title with the first ever.
Shout out Carolina, man. That was a tough final. We were I was harassing Carolina as much as I could when I was there. I had the drums. And we were rooting for Texas because most of the crowd was Carolina people. So I just wanted to get some counter chants going.
Founder and commissioner of Major League Table Tennis.
Shout out
Here's
Carolina,
Flint Lane.
man. Let's go, Flint! Woo!
Sean, I'm excited
I was
to
harassing
kick
Carolina
off
as much
the
as I could
2025
when I
Major
was
League
there.
Table Tennis Draft.
I had the
We have
drums.
an unbelievable pool of talent.
And,
150 players
we were
from
rooting for
45
Texas 'cause
countries
most of the
have
crowd
registered
was
for the
Carolina.
draft.
Holy
We have
shit!
34
The
spots
draft just keeps getting bigger and bigger every
for
season.
existing teams and our 2 expansion teams. With that, I will kick
Let's
off
go,
the draft.
Flint!
The Atlanta Blazers have the first pick. You are on the clock.
Atlanta Blazers on the clock. Atlanta and MLTT. The New York Slice are the 2 new teams. What do we got here? Okay, let's lock in.
These rosters and, change the league a little bit. Let's talk about the Blazers and the Slice, the 8 players that they
What's the
took.
draft pool? What do we got?
8 players will join these teams.
Atlanta Blazers
The Blazers up
on
first
the
have
clock.
5 spots
Atlanta
to fill.
and MLTT.
What were your thoughts on the expansion
New York
draft with
Slice
Chandra,
are the 2 new
Tom
teams.
Feng, and Jiwei
What do we
Shah
got
becoming
here?
the first 3
Okay, let's
members
lock
of the
in.
Blazers?
Well, I was really excited to see Jeet get picked up. He played so well at the end of the season. He really put himself in a position to
What's the
be,
draft pool?
I guess,
What do we
a
got?
future star. He
I want to
really
see
is
the pool! Who's in the
He
pool?
played so well in those last matches. I think grabbing the Americans is something that Coach Susie wanted to make sure that she had a full range of options to go for the international players in the main draft.
And as we just kind of set the tone for today, what are the biggest storylines that you'll have your eyes on as
I wanna see
teams
the
try
poll.
to
Who's
build
in the
their
poll?
rosters? Obviously, there are rules about each team needs at least 1 female.
I wonder if the
Each
poll's
team
on
needs
the,
at least 3
the
players
website.
who are American. So there's a lot going into how coaches will try to build their teams, both to be within the rules and to try to be the best version of themselves and compete for a championship next year.
Well, my big storyline is the Carolina Gold Rush. They're going to have to replace Hong Lin, MVP
I wonder
season
if the
1,
poll's on the,
critical
the
player in
website.
season 2.
Why are they replacing Hong Lin? What happened?
Ida,
She underperforming?
MVP, and
I mean, she lost to Angela Guan.
to the LA
That one
Lakers.
rally was
Carolina
insane.
Has a lot of action to expect today, but no, I'm really going to be interested to see how Coach Alex navigates the waters here. They're going to have to replace Hong Lin.
2 American players on each roster.
Why are they replacing
and
Hong Lin?
We
What
are
happened?
just about ready to find
She
out who
underperformed?
will be the number 1
I mean,
pick
she
in the
lost.
draft.
Flint's on screen.
Lane, let us
You got any news for us, Flint?
One
rally was insane.
2025
Kokiniwa, first pick?
Draft. The Atlanta Blazers select Yuya Oshima.
Yuya Oshima. Oh my god.
New York Slice are now on the clock.
Dude, holy shit.
Yuya Oshima.
That's a pick. That's our first pick.
Becomes the first
If I were to compare Yuya and Koki, I'd on a one-on-one basis, I'd take Yuya. In a team setting, if I want somebody who's going to guide my team to victory, if I want somebody with a little bit of energy, Kokini was a little bit sleepy. He got the hype, he got the touch, he got the chop blocks. But if I'm considering all the entities in my team, I'm going to take Oshima because he's going to give my team the energy. He's going to get my team the hype that I know that they're going to need when they're getting closer and closer to the playoff. That energy when the crowd's drowning you out, I know that he's going to come through. Koki, I don't know about that. We're going to have to see from Koki, but he's never been that kind of player. He's never given me that energy before. So we'll see.
The championship finals.
He's going to
We
give
will
my team
talk
the
to
energy.
each of the 10 coaches
He's going to get my
today
team
after
the
they
hype
make
that
their
I know that they're
final
going to
pick.
need.
So
When they're
Coach
getting closer
Susie
and closer
Battison,
to the
the first
playoff,
ever
that
leader of
energy
the
when the
Atlanta
crowd's
Blazers,
drowning you out,
still
I know
with
that
work
he's going
to
to come
do,
through.
4 more
Koki,
picks
I don't
to
know
make.
about that. We're going to see
Yuya
from Koki,
Oshima
but he's
joins
never been that
Chandra
kind of
Feng
player. He's
and
never
Shah.
given me
That's
that
the first
energy
half
before.
of
So we'll see.
the Blazers.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about the Blazers. They got Tom, and they got G Way.
The second pick of
I don't know about
the
those picks, y'all.
2025 draft,
I don't know about those picks.
Koki Niwa.
Koki Niwa. Okay, it was 1 and 2. It was 1 and 2. Yuya and Koki, which makes complete sense. New York Slice. Draft Koki Niwa. I don't know if Koki can carry this New York Slice team. Look, I don't know about those. What's it called?
Has been a member of the Japanese team for a long time. One of the strongest.
I love
countries in the world.
I love Koki as much as the next guy.
MLTT.
New York Slice.
I think he's going to.
I'm gonna say Koki's a little bit overrated. Koki's a little bit overrated. All right, don't come at my neck. Don't kill me. Don't come at my neck. Don't kill me. I think Koki is a little bit overrated.
Left-handed,
I
covers the
love-
table while he's up at the table and off the
I love
table
Koki
with
as much as the
hands
next
of lightning
guy.
speed that you've never seen. Not a
I'm
surprise
gonna
at
say
all.
Koki's a
that
little bit
Adam Hugh,
overrated.
coach of the Slice, took him in
Koki's
the
a
second
little
pick.
bit overrated. All right, don't come
So
at my neck.
that's 6
Don't kill me.
players of the Slice
Don't
that
come
you
at my
see.
neck. Don't
Talon
kill me.
Jong, the former Bay
I
Area
think Koki
blaster.
is a
Chen
little bit
Wong came from
overrated.
Portland. Amir Hojo,
Now,
the
Adam,
first-round pick in the
look,
draft
Adam, I love you.
for the Texans.
I love you, Adam.
Caden Chu and
Those
Ji-Chan Leong.
picks
What do you think of the
that you drafted, I don't know if that's the winning
Really
combination.
nice stalwarts with. We have a pick coming in right now.
Yeah, you can finish your thought.
Okay.
That being said,
I think
Adam
experience, especially.
Adam might know something I don't know.
But then he
Look,
also
Adam, I
has
love
with Koki
you.
Niwa. I mean,
And I'm trying to be as respectful as possible to all the players on all the team here, but I don't know if that's going to be possible. There just might have to be some disrespect.
All right, first 2 picks are off the board. Now we go to Flint. The Portland Paddlers have the selection
That
at
being
number
said,
3.
Adam,
With the third pick, the Portland
Adam might know
Paddlers
something I
select
don't know.
Min Hyuk Kim. Princeton Revolution.
and I'm
are
trying to be
now
as
on the clock.
respectful as possible to all the players on all the team here.
So Min
But
Hyuk
I don't know
Kim,
if that's
the
gonna be possible.
28-year-old
There
from
just might
South
have to be some
Korea,
disrespect.
joins
Min
the
Hyuk
Blue
Kim.
Rose Portland Paddlers.
I'm going to keep it a buck, y'all. I don't know who this guy is.
Won the draft lottery among the non-playoff teams this season.
I don't know who this guy is, y'all. I ain't gonna cap.
Third. And Sean, the Paddlers, you know, were really strong this year. They
There is
faded a little bit late, but with
Coach
with the
Christian.
roster that they've got coming
Min
back, only
Hyuk
taking
Kim.
2
Trying
players in
to
the
trying to
draft.
take the Paddlers
I
don't know who this guy is.
Fits into this group.
out of the depths of hell.
A lot of firepower. Can really add a lot more to the slightly older and seasoned team that Portland has, being
There's
headed up by Jens Lundqvist.
Coach
Of
Christian.
course, Portland made that trade to get Sid Naresh, who
Tryna
really came on
take the
strong at the end of the
Paddlers.
season, and they have 2 very solid.
Shout out Sid, shout out Nandan, y'all killing it.
Heard the third ever trade
A little bit
in
prophesized,
history.
so not too
Just
much credit.
unfolded in the last week, Sid Naresh traded to Portland for Wei Wong, who's now a member of the Carolina Gold Rush. And the Princeton Revolution are on the clock next. Benedict Ola, you've said many times, is your favorite
Shout
player
out
in
Sid,
the
shout out
league.
Nandan, y'all killing
Find
it.
out who's going to join Matthias Habasson
Little bit
in
prophesized,
Princeton with
so
the
not
4th
too
pick in
much
the
credit.
draft. Here's Flint.
Matthias Habasson,
With the
Loki
fourth pick, Princeton
choked.
Revolution select
in the-
Cho Sung Min. Los Angeles Spinners are now on the clock.
What?
Cho Sung Min,
What?
another Korean, and another lefty. So that's a pair of Japanese players and a pair of South Koreans off the board in the first 4 picks, Sean.
Matthias Habasson,
Obviously,
Loki-
Asia
Loki
is known for
Cho Sung Min?
tennis talent.
This low
And,
into the
we're
draft?
Seeing more come to the United States to be a part of Major League table
I
tennis.
mean,
What should we know about?
I
Cho Sung
guess.
Well, I think with
I
Cho
don't.
Sung
Okay, look,
you're
I
gonna
don't.
see
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't know who this number 3 guy is. I take Cho Sung Min over that
where the
dude.
server can serve anywhere on the
Sung Min?
table. That
This low
lefty is
into
going
the
to be worth
draft?
their weight in gold. Very important to have somebody who can double up in singles and in doubles.
I mean,
So,
I guess.
Cho Sung Min joins Ola Wong, Kamitsu Desantalan,
Okay,
and
look,
Guo
I'm
as
gonna
the
keep it a buck. I don't know who
returners.
this number 3
And
guy
we
is.
chug
I
right
take Cho
along
Sung Min over that
the
dude.
LA Spinners, moving to Los Angeles from Seattle.
Cho Sung Min. All right.
5th pick, the pick is in. Flint Lane, do the honors.
With the 5th pick, the Los
Numero
Angeles Spinners.
Numero 5.
Alexander
Number 5.
The Bear Blasters are now on the clock.
Who we got? Number 5.
Romano joins the Spinners. Certainly a French connection with the new coach Romain Lorenz, bringing one of his countrymen to Los Angeles.
Whoa, Flint speaking.
In Major League Table Tennis over the last couple of years, Sean. Do you see Robino as kind of the next member of that
Who
group?
we got? Number 5.
Absolutely. I mean, a very strong player, playing extremely.
Alexander Robino. Is he Quinton
Robino's
Robino's brother?
Strong forehand play.
Whoa.
Court player should be a welcome addition.
Let's see.
Joining Coach Roman.
And that highlight, we saw Robino out-dueling Roman's former Gold Rush teammate Enzo Angles. So there's certainly some familiarity there, and be a fun matchup to watch. All right, we're continuing to just groove along.
Is he Quinton
The Bay
Robino's
Area
brother?
Blasters will make 2 of the next 3 selections.
Let's see.
That's a result of the trade that they made in the middle of Season 2 to acquire Florida's first-round pick. So the first of the Blasters' first-rounders, number 6 overall. The pick is in. Flint?
With the 6th pick, the Bear Blasters select Huang Yun Chang. Chicago Wind are now on the clock.
Huang Yun
A
Chang.
young righty from Taiwan, Huang Yun
Keep it a buck.
Chang joins
Don't know who this is.
Tae-Yoon Kim, the Season 2 co-MVP at the top of the Blasters roster. And Sean, I mean, we thought when Bay Area acquired the first-round pick from the Crocs in the middle of the season that it was going to be a big deal.
Yeah,
Now
somebody said Taiwan's getting stronger and stronger. Completely true.
How big of a deal
We might just see more and more Taiwanese players.
No, I think
Honestly,
it was
more international players
Harrison
overall
King,
might just
very
keep
smart
coming
choice
to
by
MLTT
Tim Wong.
and other international
They're
leagues.
showing with this Chang pick, going
Yeah,
youth,
somebody
trying
said
to
Taiwan's
stay
getting
again
stronger
balanced
and
with
stronger.
Saeed
That's
Lachine. You've got the
completely
experience
true.
with Willie Jung. You
We
can't say enough about
we
that.
might just see
Wait.
more and more
American champion
Taiwanese.
Olympic-
Wait, are they? Does this mean Saeed Lachine is staying on the team?
On the board.
Did he not get bounced? He did not get dropped? Yo, let's go, Blasters. Let's go, Blast. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Keeping my boy Lachine on. Hell yeah.
They finished 3rd in each of the first 2 seasons. Meanwhile, Chicago advanced to championship weekend for the first time.
Eric Owens had a funny convo with Eric Owens after the MLTT finals. I don't know if I'm at liberty to share, but he sure, I'm not gonna share too many details, but he came up to me and he was like, "Hey man, why do you hate us? Like, why do you root against us so much?" And I just told him, I was like, "Hey man, look, like y'all ruined Princeton Revolution's chances. Y'all killed us in every way, shape, and form possible. No chances at all." I'm not gonna share too many details, but he came up to me
I
and
think
he was
there's a
like,
balance of
"Hey man,
teamwork
why do
and
you hate
also
us? Like, why do
say
you
no
why do you
drama.
root
You wanna
against
have
us so
players,
much?"
and this is where Carolina
And I
has
just
really
told him, I was like,
excelled. Players that are going to be able to show up
"Hey
on
man, look,
every
like
single
y'all ruined
championship match
Princeton
weekend because
Revolution's
if they're not available,
chances. Y'all
they're
killed us
actually not on
in
your
every
team.
way,
So
shape,
I think
and
Owens,
form
Coach
possible.
Owens,
Ooh, Robert Gardosh. Dude. Now, the issue...
With the 7th pick, the Chicago Wind selected Robert Gartos.
So here's my thing with Gardosh, right? Or here's the thing with like Chicago Wind's strategy. Chicago Wind's entire strategy is to play the female versus male mismatch. More specifically, it's to be able to have the female last long enough or play at a level equal enough to not give up too many points. And Mo Zhang has played an amazing role for the Chicago Wind. Now, when they needed her the most, she wasn't there for the Chicago Winds. When it came around to the finals, she was not there.
I think that Coach Owens wanted
So,
to make sure
the stronger, like,
not necessarily his
I don't, like, Gardosh is great, right? Robert Gardosh is great,
that are
he does not necessarily play into the meta that Chicago Wind was kind of developing there.
For the Chicago Winds, when it came around to the finals, she was not there.
So maybe they should have just gone for a really strong female pick.
The stronger, like, Texas Smash are now
Carlos is Don't know who this guy is. Young developing talent from China. He's 26 years old. Maybe not too young by Chinese standards. But honestly, if they're from China, I don't know where from China, right? Like, I don't know what that 25-10 spin dex rating means, right? They could grab they could grab Chinese players from, like, any random-ass province, and then we might have, like, a top 5 talent in MLTT. Granted, I don't know if MLTT is much stronger now, so I don't know if that's the case, but I don't trust these spin dex ratings just yet. The sample size, I'm gonna finger wag, sample size is not big enough of an MLTT to have that spin dex rating be as reliable. Just straight looking at it for all the information there. There's a lot of intangibles that these coaches have access to that we do not.
Spin dex ratings champions in the history of MLTT. Texas won it in season 1, falling to Carolina in the finals in season 2. The Smash obviously had a couple of players plucked from their roster in the expansion draft
for all the information there. There's a lot of intangibles that these coaches have access to. Amir Hodai, he did okay in the final, right? When they needed him the most, Amir Hodai came through. But
with the 9th pick, the Texas.
Hold on, let's listen to this pick.
Joao Montero.
Here's a prediction. Joao Montero being this low on the draft, like in the pick, is going to bite everyone in the ass. And it's going to be hilarious when he's in the final with nerves of steel, lobbing 50 feet away from the table on your favorite player.
Definitely feel like Texas made a great selection there.
On the draft, like in the pick, is going to bite.
Texas Smash have the best pick. Texas Smash have the best pick.
And it's going to be hilarious when he's in the final.
Joao Montero, incredibly underrated. Incredibly underrated.
In the league that we're only selecting 2 players today, and then other teams that were selecting
I'd take
5 players.
Hot take, y'all. Don't hate me. Hot take. Montero over Niwa. Montero over Niwa. I repeat, Montero over Niwa. All right.
Let's close out the first round.
Hot take.
Find out who's joining the
Hot
champs.
take, y'all. Don't hate me.
With the
Hot take.
10th pick of the draft, the Carolina Gold Rush
Montero over Niwa.
Xu Hang Lam.
Montero over Niwa.
Player
Player from Hong Kong, Flint, cut off there a little bit. But I want to say I've seen this guy before. Ooh, MLTT, your connection's a little unstable.
And Hong Lin stepping into some pretty big shoes
Player
with the reigning
from
champion.
Flint cut off there a little bit.
No, absolutely, and I think
But I
Coach
wanna
Alex
say I've
always enjoys being able to
this
speak
guy before.
in his natural tongue to one of his players. So I think that was one of the concerns and one of the opportunities for him to get a strong Chinese Hong Kong player to add value to the team.
Your connection's a little unstable.
So Lam, Wong, Angles, Wong, Lee, and Zhang, the 6 players currently on the Carolina roster. And in the second round, teams will only have 2 minutes to make selections. Although, let's be honest, the picks have been coming in hot and heavy. No one has used the full 4 minutes so far. We go into the second round, and it is the Atlanta Blazers who took a Japanese player, number 1. Let's see who Susie Battison wants with her second pick here in the Season 3 draft. Flint Lane. Let's get round 2 underway.
With the 11th pick of the draft, the Atlanta Blazers select Yu Kayama. New York Slicer now on the clock.
So another Japanese player to the Blazers, Yu Kayama, lefty, young kid, number
Who?
23 years old. So that's
Who?
2 Japanese players to the Blazers.
Who?
Sean?
Yeah, no, not a big surprise. You got to check off that left-handed because of the new doubles format where a player or a team can serve anywhere. I can't imagine 2 righties having the same advantage as a righty-lefty combo. So for Coach
Now,
Suzy getting
where the women,
very
y'all?
strong lefty, I think
Does
it's
this
better
mean
to
that
balance out and
there's a
some
strong
Japanese, and don't forget
woman
Ji-Wei Shaw,
drought
she's Japanese.
in
So he's
MLTT?
gonna have some
There
added
no
value
strong
there
female
as not
players?
only one of the American players, but also somebody who can help with the translations.
No doubt Jiwei trained and played in Japan for a long
Now,
time as a young
Where are the
player.
women, y'all?
All right,
Let's see. Does
the
this
second
mean
pick
that the-
in the second
that there's
round
a-
belongs to
there's
the
a
New York
strong
Slice,
woman
with 5 picks made
drought?
in the
Someone
expansion
told me
round.
that
One
the,
earlier, only
audio's
6 months left to
repeating.
fill for
Female
Adam
players?
Pugh and New York's inaugural season in MLTT. The pick is in. We send it to the commissioner, Flint Lane.
With the 12th pick, the New York Slice select Yuron Wu.
Drum roll, who is it?
Portland Paddlers are now on the clock.
So the second player from China off the board.
Whoa! Okay! Okay, Aaron!
6-year-old Zhou
Okay,
from
Aaron.
China, the country.
Now,
where
Yurin Wu
table
has
tennis has
been
become the
on
national pastime. And,
on an
Chinese
interesting
players
run
always seem to be well trained
in the U.S. Yurin Wu came about a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, to the
I
U.S.
just think a young
and
guy,
he's
lot of
been
power,
just spamming
so
tournaments
he's really
nonstop on the
complementing
East Coast.
Okinawa in the
Now,
AB
Yurin
slot.
Wu has
You notice the
been,
number of
um,
players from Ji Shanliang to
Yurin's just an incredibly well-rounded player. I'd put it like his backhand. I'd almost put him as like a better version of a Jishan Liang.
herself, also 2-time Olympian. So I think it's going to be a very strong Asian-based team coming out of New York with the Slice.
Interesting. Only
Yurin's just
a
an
spot to fill.
incredibly
Here's the big board,
well-rounded
and
player.
there's
I'd
only one
put it,
spot to fill
like,
on
his
the Portland Paddlers
backhand,
roster. The
I'd
13th
almost put him
overall
as
pick
like
belongs to
a
Christian
better
Leros.
version. I don't know if it's just like they can only draft men and then draft women, but we haven't seen a woman drafted this early. And like I think coaches are really underestimating how important a strong female player is. We haven't gotten any so far. Mo Zhang has been the strongest across the across all team. You want to tell me that there are no better players in this draft than Mo Zhang? I mean, no offense. No offense. No offense.
12 already gone. Are there any names that are still on the board that you are eager to see where they go and to find out where they're going?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. We have such a large pool of international players. The big ones for me have already been taken, so I think it's going to be a lot more role players. Whether specifically for
Christian Lilleroos iconically running down the clock every moment he gets possible. Little bit of lead paint stare. Little bit of lead paint stare.
This time, so would not be surprised if more women go. And I think Portland has a very strong strategy with having 2 in case there's any hiccups where there's scheduling or maybe an injury.
Christian Lilleroos
it's going to be very interesting to see what comes from the
running
next
down
round.
the clock every
One
moment he
thing
gets
we have
possible.
seen is
little
players
bit of
picked
lead paint
beyond the
stare.
first and second round
Little bit of lead
absolutely
paint
can make
stare.
a strong impact, not just from a depth standpoint, but from becoming team leaders in the AB slots. All right, let's find out who's the final member of the 2020.
What are we going into overtime? Is he still taking this time to pick?
The 13th pick.
Yes, apologies for those folks watching on the stream. We're having a few technical difficulties that we believe we've sorted out. With the 13th pick, the Portland Paddlers have selected Kang Dong-soo. Princeton Revolution are on the clock.
Lilleroos saved by technical difficulties.
So Kang Dong-soo joins the Portland Paddlers.
Is he still taking
Whoa.
his time to pick?
South Korean player.
Whoa.
The story of the draft, players from South Korea, Japan, and China, along with the Hong Kong player going that has been the story of the first 13 picks, Sean. What do you
Now,
think about
now,
Kang Dong-soo?
Kang Dong
You
Soo
know, I
is
think that the big
interesting,
thing is
right?
just right now, a
I
lot
don't.
more Asian players are joining teams. I think what happened was season one, a lot of European players were kind of, hey, this looks interesting. The whole world has
I,
watched Major League Table Tennis without any doubt. But in season two, a lot of the Asian players that did well sent information back to their clubmates, teammates, saying, "Hey, you got to get over here for MLTT." So I think that's the reason we're
King
seeing so
Dong
many Asians,
Soo,
South Korea, Japan, and
like
China
I.
in the draft.
All right,
number
we're
three.
gonna have to discuss
Well,
this draft
the
after
first
we're done, right?
interview of our
Because
show,
some of these like somebody like Kang Dong Soo
anyone other than Christian
being
Lily Rose.
not picked
Christian,
over like
thanks for being
I don't
with
know who
us.
that
So
like
last
third
year
guy
you took
was,
two Swedes with
or
your first two selections.
with
This year, two
some of the other
from
players that
South
were
Korea.
drafted here.
What was it like?
I don't know why they're being drafted like so low.
Kim and Sue, the two players that you feel fit best with your team going forward.
Dong Soo,
In terms of the preparation for the draft, it was very
I don't know
tricky
who that like third guy
with many
was,
sequences this year.
or
The expansion draft,
some of the other players that were
trading,
drafted here.
how many
I
players
don't know
do I
why they're
keep afterwards was a lot
like so low.
of components that made this year very interesting picks, which was very different compared to what we did last year when we had 5 picks. So at the end of the day, when we decided to have secure our women, we have 2 women, we have American players going in, so we can focus 100% on strong international males. So we just made a list of, the people we can do, and we ended up with the double Korean. We had Wei Wong last year. He did really good, especially in the last part of the season. We like choppers. Now we have
Lily Roos's logic makes no sense. He needed a player stronger than Rachel Sung.
And
Omoda has been doing absolutely amazing.
We think that he's going to be.
But with that being said,
good
this
resource,
is
able to challenge the top players.
this is
We are super
Lily
happy
Roos
with our
running
picks.
paddlers into the ground. I'm sorry.
Christian with
Disaster
the first
disaster
pick in the
pick.
first round, and then the third
Disaster
pick.
picks.
What transpired
They
so
needed
far?
a stronger woman. They're gonna regret this in the season. Rachel Sung is unfortunately not gonna be able to compete. She's been outclassed. There are better players. Kotomi Omoda is not gonna be able to carry this by herself.
I would say
I'm sorry.
that this was probably the most expected and the best thing that we could have gotten. I mean, we were discussing, we have a group of the players that came in from
Rachel
last year,
Sung
we
is
discussed
unfortunately
in the
not
draft,
going to be
we
able
were
to compete.
thinking this is
She's
the
been outclassed.
dream
There are
picks that
better
we can get
players.
pretty much.
Kotomi
So
Omoda
we are
is
really
not going to be
happy
able to
with
carry this
this.
by
We
herself.
made an outline
I'm
of
sorry.
13 players that we can get, and Kandang was was our number 7. So we were really happy on that list.
So Christian, just going a little bit into the weeds, getting Sid Naresh, big swap there. What role do you see him playing? He played big in Golden Games early in season 2. Where do you see him fitting into the Paddlers?
Well, first of all, Sid is a young gun. I like Sid very much. He's a very good team player, great team spirit. I think he's also our second American after Nikhil. So Americans are very important in the draft. It's very difficult to get good Americans. So Sid is also young. He will be better in the future. So he's a good part of our team. But I think it's clearly, I think him as a doubles player. He already played doubles good in Carolina last season, so I'd be thinking more of him as a doubles player.
All right, Christian, your work is done. Congratulations on finishing up the Season 3 draft. Look forward to seeing you and the Paddlers in September. We heard the chime letting us know that the next pick is in. It belongs to the Princeton Revolution, and Flint Lane will make the announcement.
With the
Next pick is in,
the
people.
Revolution have selected Hsien Su Cheng. The Los Angeles Spinners are now on the clock.
Another Taiwanese player, the 32-year-old
Hsien
right-hander
Su Cheng.
becomes the second female player on the Revolution
Taiwan.
roster, joining Zheng Shan
Taiwan.
Guo.
Next pick is in, people.
Cheng
Taiwan's
joins the revolution.
women
Sean.
team. I mean, they got
I think they're
Zheng
kind of
Yiqing.
taking a page out of Portland's playbook to have two strong women players.
I wish I was keeping more with like local feeder events a little bit more. I feel like I'd know who these players are, but unfortunately I just haven't had time to watch the local competition.
Amazing in season 2, but to have that second player gives them
Satoshi Ida signed with another league for next season. All right.
Just a little bit. He's still got one.
All right. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Draft boards and
Don't want you. Never liked you anyways. Kim
Kim
Tae-hyun was my real MVP. Whatever. Goodbye.
And the Spinners have as much work left to do in this draft as anybody.
Signed with another
They
league
try
for
to
next
build
season.
forward. Only
All
3
right.
players returning from last year:
Goodbye.
Pole, Lubo Pishte,
Goodbye.
and Adi Serene. And the pick
Don't want
is
you. Never
in
liked
number
you
15
anyways.
overall to LA.
Tim
Flint Lane ready
Kim
for the
Tae-hyun
announcement.
was my real MVP.
With the 15th
Whatever.
pick, the
Goodbye.
Los Angeles Spinners select Choi Hyo-ju.
All right, let's see the pick.
Crocs are now on the clock.
So there's your lefty to LA.
Choi Hyo-ju. Keep it a buck. Don't know who this is.
That lefties are really valuable for.
Let's
for
see. You
variety
got a little bit of
reasons,
highlight
especially with the
highlight
rule
action
change
for her
concerning
here.
The doubles, open serve. You can go either side. That's
All
a
right,
big
let's see the
change this year. How does
Okay.
Roman Lawrence?
Interesting. I mean, she looks solid. Again, guys, these ratings don't mean anything, especially because the sample size is so low.
There's an option there. I think her lefty.
Now, it's so fun seeing Roman as a coach. This is going to be so interesting. Having a player that was actively playing in MLTT
So I really
become a coach. This is like the second or third instance we've seen that happen. First was a Bay Area Blasters.
super strong players. I mean, Pushtai played
Now,
amazing.
it's so fun
Serene
seeing
continues to improve, and
Roman
Cole. I mean, what
as a
can you say?
coach.
Season 1,
This is
he
going to be
was
so
dominant.
interesting. Having a player that was actively
No
playing
doubt
in
about it.
MLTT
So the Spinners with
become a
2
coach. This is
selections
like the
done
second or
and
third
3 more to go.
instance we've seen
Uh,
that happen.
up
First
next,
was
we will
a Bay
see
Area Blasters.
the Florida Crocs for the first time in this draft. And, you know, they did not have a first-round pick, as we mentioned, but Frank Arias does have a talented foundation with last year's #1 pick, Liam Pitchford, coming back. Mark Duran received MVP votes this year, did not win the award, but had
Okay,
as many
Pitchford's coming back.
Singles games won than anybody.
Dude,
So
Duran
the
Duran
Florida
should have been
Crocs have an
him.
interesting base.
Duran should have been him.
What do you see them trying
Duran
to add
should have
to
been
their
him.
squad as we get ready for season 3? Well, let's hold that thought. We'll get your reaction to the pick. Frank Arias has made his selection. We're about to find out with Flint who it is.
With the 16th pick,
Okay,
the Florida
Pitchford's coming
Crocs
back.
have selected Pei-Yu Zhu.
Dude, Duran should have been him. Duran should have been him.
Chicago Wind are now on the clock.
Duran should have been him. Pei-Yu.
4-year-old lefty from China joins the Crocs. And this is a Florida team that relied on Matilda Ekholm to fill that female slot each of the past 2 years. And a different look.
Ooh, is she the player in the red?
2026.
That's an
Sean,
interesting
how
play
familiar
style.
Are you with Shu?
I mean, like all the top female players, especially from Asia, very strong fundamentals. You can see the attacking power as a
Whoa.
lefty. So replacing Maddie, one of my favorites.
Dude, these are
another
some
lefty.
It's
Think
like
this
flat
way,
hits. Like imagine
Matilda
game
had
is
so
close
much
and you're
spice
looping
and
everything
flair to
up
the
and she's just
team.
going through your
Interesting
shots.
If any of the teams pull
Ugh.
her through the
I wouldn't want to go up
draft
against
pool,
that. Look
or I
strong.
should say through the reserve pool, if they're short of a player. But definitely, the Crocs have a lot of firepower, especially with Liam
Dude,
Pitchford.
these are some. It's like flat
For
hits.
Duran
Like,
Gorak
imagine
and
the
the
game is close.
second-year
and you're
player
looping everything
Andy
up and
Pereira
she's just
will be going
through
into
your
his second
shots.
season. He was acquired from the
I don't want to go up
Blasters
against that.
in that
Look strong.
trade. And the Crocs going forward. Many times.
Shout out Frank, man. I'm gonna be cheering for.
Pick belongs to the Chicago
I'm gonna be cheering
Wind.
for the Crocs.
It'll be the final selection that Eric Owens will make in the season 3.
It's gonna be female,
The pick
right?
is in.
It's got to be a female.
With the 17th pick, the Chicago Wind have selected Jungwoo Park. The Bay Area Blasters are on the clock.
Not a
Shout out
female.
Frank, man. I'm gonna be
Not a
Jungwoo
female.
Park
for,
rounds out the Chicago
I'm gonna be cheering for the
season
Crocs.
3
Whoa.
roster. 28-year-old lefty.
It's gonna be a female.
And this is
right?
a win
It's gotta be a
team
female.
that at times in season 2, Sean, looked like perhaps Carolina's fiercest contender in pursuit of the
Not a female.
championship. We
Not a
bring in
female.
I mean, they got Matsudaira playing on
coach
screen
of
there.
Chicago.
Um,
Eric, good to see you. Gardos and Park join the 6 players that you bring back.
guys, I think I know what's happening with the Chicago Wind. Here's my prediction. Chicago Wind is going to drop Daniel Tran. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Daniel Tran. You're going to get dropped, my friend. The way these picks have gone, they're getting another strong male player, Robert Gardosh, and they only have Mo Zhang. And when they needed her the most last season, she quit. Or sorry, she was playing in an international competition. Quit. All right. What does that tell us? That tells us Daniel Tran is going to get dropped mid-season for a strong free agent pick.
So Eric, the one thing I do notice, you have got
A female for a strong female free agent pick.
doubles and see how that might be a monkey wrench for the opposing team.
What does that tell us?
Yeah, I mean,
That
I
tells
think
us
there are
Daniel
many
Tran
unknowns
is going
with
to
the
get
new
dropped
circles, which is
mid-season
exciting. And we have
for a
ideas about how the
strong
tactics will
free
go.
agent pick.
We have thoughts about it, but we don't truly
A
know
female
until
for a
we
strong
start
female
playing. I
free
think 2
agent
lefties
pick.
probably isn't the way to go, but you never know. And we might do something tricky and something fun in it. I'm not even sure if it's truly doubles anymore. It almost seems like it's 2 versus 2, right? It's almost like a team match playing. And so we put a lot of thought into it, but I think this is a great rule change. I think it'll be
What is this?
and very exciting.
I guess he's referring to the new rules,
Is this kind of how you expected? Are these 2 of the
which we
players
haven't
that
learned about yet, but
in your prep?
Yeah, we had a pretty good list. I would say it's gone, for the most part, fairly predictable. All of the really experienced top players went to the teams
What is
before
this?
us, so really no surprise there.
I guess he's referring to the new
Would
rules,
probably be picking women a little bit
which
earlier
we haven't
in the
learned about
draft.
yet,
That
but
was sort of my feeling. That's what we did last year. We picked Mozong in the 2nd round, which proved to be a fantastic pick for us. But it's tricky because if you pick a strong woman in the 2nd round, then there's a trade-off for potentially a strong man. And so, it's interesting to see the various strategies out there. But for the most part, I think it went fairly predictable.
All right, Eric, your job is done for the day. You've got the team building process ahead. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And we'll see you in season 3.
Yep.
All righty, the Bay Area Blasters are up next. They picked 2 players in the 1st round. Now let's find out who Tim Wong is adding in the 2nd round. Flint?
With the 18th pick, the Bay Area Blasters have selected Bok Kwong Il. Texas Smash are on the clock.
So Bok Kwong Il from South Korea joins the Blasters. And the Asian flavor of this Bay Area.
Is that? Are they twins? Are they twins? That's the same player.
Rounds out the roster. I'll get Sean's thoughts in a second. But Tim, your final pick. You add 3 players today to a team that has made the semifinals each of the past 2 seasons. What was it like preparing for the draft?
They just showed the same picture for 2 players. We got the first twin pick in MLTT.
For the upcoming season, we got 2 first-round draft picks. Huang Yancheng was probably the first guy that I wanted. The first guy that I wanted on my team. It was really important to have availability, as we saw in season 2.
We got the first twin
4
pick
out of the 6 matches we were
MLTT.
using free agents. So, this year I drafted a lot based off of availability and who can come, and also getting strong players as well. Shiga, she's also counts as an American as well. So I think with her penhold style, She can definitely do some damage there. And then Big, he's South Korean. Also, I'm hearing that he's very good at doubles. I did a lot of research on him, and yeah, I'm
Now,
really
guys,
excited for the team. We have a
I,
very
I,
strong
I
team. We
love
just need a few more
MLTT.
players
I love
to make it even
MLTT. I
stronger.
love the production work they're doing.
Tim, I'm
Next
very
year, though,
interested to
next
see
year, this
Lily
has to
played
be done
one,
in person.
in season
This
2.
has
We
to be
see
done in
against
person. I
Big,
need to
but
see the
even more
faces
so,
of the
for you to keep
coaches
Lachine,
when they're
tell
making
us
these
why
decisions
you're not the
live.
elder statesman of
I need to
MLTT.
see the facial reactions of players
Like I
when
mentioned
somebody
before,
gets
he's a
picked
great
over
leader.
another.
He
I love
brings,
MLTT. I
a very
love the
strong, a
production
very
work
good
they're doing.
environment, very
Next
healthy,
year,
very
though,
happy.
I get this will probably happen when
Very
we
good
first
leadership skills.
when we
And
get our
also
first like
he
what
has
the
one of
fuck
best,
pick,
best
right?
stats for the
Like
global.
when we get our
Yeah, including
first
at the
Luca
end.
moment.
Let's say we get
Like what?
number 28
Luca's been
right
traded,
now. I think he's
but in a draft
under,
sense.
he's
When
already
we
been
get
here for
somebody
4
like
seasons. He knows
that's such an
everybody on
extraordinary
the team. He
talent,
knows how the play
that
game
it's like,
works.
whoa,
I
this
think,
person is playing in the
he can
MLTT.
still be a valuable part.
Then we're gonna get MLTT draft live in
Alrighty,
person.
Tim Wong, your work is done for the day. Thanks for joining us.
Luca's been
Congrats on
traded,
adding
but in a draft
Wong,
sense. When we
Chi,
get
and
somebody
Bach
like
to your
such an
2025
extraordinary
26
talent,
squad. We have crossed over
that
the
it's like,
halfway point of the draft.
whoa, this
18
person
players have
is
joined the
playing in
MLTT
MLTT.
family. 16
then
more
we're gonna
names
get
will be called,
draft
including
live
the
in
player
person.
about to be selected with the 19th pick. The Texas Smash have the selection, and the pick is in. Here's Flint.
With the 19th pick, the Texas Smash have selected Wodong Liang. Carolina Gold Rush are now on the clock.
Well, lefties and Asian players have been the theme of the draft so far. Young lefty from China, just 22 years old, joining Jorg Bitzigayo on the Smash. Sean, how does this fit into Montero and the 4 players they've got returning?
I think with the
I'm having a little chat
with Montero and Liang
with Matt Hetherington,
has options. Okay, that's what
and he's trying to convince me that Mojang is a reliable player.
Players gives them a lot of boost
Now,
energy also.
I need you to tell me, when the entire strategy of the Chicago win is to have the female against male player mismatch and have Alexander Kazaku run through the entirety of the MLTT female player lineup and fucking destroy them,
Carolina Gold Rush.
when she doesn't show up and ruins that strategy of the Chicago win is to have the... Does that mean she's reliable?
Son,
Mismatch.
28-year-old right-hander from...
I feel like, and like Tom Fang and Matt Hetherington are trying to convince me that this is the case. What are we talking about here? Is she your friend? Is this what's happening? Come on, what are we talking about?
Does that mean she's reliable? I definitely think that Chen Sun
If LeBron James...
to the defending
Why hasn't LeBron James, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant been playing in the Olympics? Because they prioritized the NBA over an international event.
Come
on, what are we talking This is not a point. This is not a discussion.
That'll be the 27th overall. But now we heading around Sean, and as we've seen over the past couple of years,
been playing in the
championships in many ways are won by the depth pieces on the roster, the players that find their way into the CG slots and still get points for their teams. A lot of these players could be the third-round selections. The Blazers with the first pick of the third round. Here's the commish with a pick.
With the 21st pick, the Atlanta Blazers select Andrea Todorovic. Princeton, New York Slice are now on the clock.
So Atlanta has its female player, Andrea Todorovic. Heard from her in the opening montage at the top of the show. Sean, how familiar are you?
Don't know
with
who
this
Andrea is, but
joining the Blazers?
You can watch from the video. Just really
looks like a
tall,
strong
shaky
player just by
player,
looking
lot
at
of
how she's
control,
playing
both
against
forehand
Linda
power,
Bergstrom here.
backhand power, and again a lot of experience in European League play. So the Blazers have their top female player. Should be an interesting addition to the team.
like she's showing an extremely
Addison
strong understanding
adding
of the game
Yugo
just by
Oshima,
those quick clips I
Kayama,
saw
and Andrea Todorovic with her
against
first
Linda.
3 picks, joining the 3 picks that she made in the expansion draft. We saw the 2 head coaches for Atlanta and New York take pretty different strategies in the expansion draft. There were 32-ish players available, as each team could protect 4, and the Blazers obviously selecting 3 and then calling it a day. Adam Hugh, who's on the clock now for his next selection, in his final selection, because he drafted 5 players who were in the league last year. So only one more spot for Adam Hugh to fill on the first ever New York Slice roster. Anything as you look
Adam
at
Hugh,
that
let's see who your
the
final
Slice
pick
might be
is.
targeting here with their final pick?
I think right now the Slice are so excited to have Koki Niwa. I don't think Adam predicted that, but he quickly jumped on that opportunity based on Koki's amazing international results.
I
think
look.
you're just trying to fill in some missing links.
I think Oshima is a better pick than Niwa.
The Slice are going to be ready for
Adam
action.
Hugh, let's see who your final pick is.
All right, one more pick to be made. Adam Hugh has delivered it. Clint Lane will let us all know.
With the 22nd pick, the New York Slice have selected Choi Hyun. Princeton Revolution are now on the clock.
Look, I think Oshima is a better
Choi
pick than
Hyun,
Niwa.
another female player, goes to the New York Slice, young South Korean. And
guys, I'm gonna say something crazy.
Try and,
I know I said a lot of crazy
create a
shit,
good mix of
but I'm just gonna
players.
keep going here.
Adam Hugh adding in a Japanese player, a Chinese player, and a South Korean player to the 5 MLTT returners that he took in the expansion draft. And we bring in the new head coach of
Guys,
the Slice.
I'm gonna say something.
Adam, what has this day been like for you?
I know I
in
said a
terms
lot
of
of crazy Adam drinking
shit?
out of his coffee mug.
Players
But I'm
to
just
the
gonna keep
first
going
ever
here.
edition of the Slice.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned for my take.
Chinese player and a South Korean player to the 5 MLTT returners.
Hi, so yeah, I'm super excited about this. As you noted, yeah, 1 Japanese player, 1 Chinese, 1 Korean. It was good to have a mix in case people had some different conflicts with the various leagues or tournaments they're playing.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned for my.
I'm very excited, obviously, to have the legendary Koki Niwa on the team. I don't think anyone would not want to have him. Iran, he's from China.
Look,
but
Koki's
based in New
great.
York right now.
Koki's great.
Domestic tournaments, and I think with
Koki
that,
is also
it's
overrated.
important to find someone
Koki
that
Niwa
can make all
is
the matches.
overrated.
The skill level is obviously going to be very high. but
I
the
don't
skill level is
think-
also quite important.
I don't
and
think
Choi,
Koki
she's a,
Niwa
very, very well
can
played,
carry Caden
Korean
Shu.
player. She's doing well. She has different style.
And everything I say with love.
Nice mix.
I don't think Koki Niwa can carry Tao Wenjiang.
Adam, again, kind of
And I say this with love. I don't think Koki Niwa can carry Amir Hodai.
Koki Niwa and Jishin
And I
Yang.
say this with love. I got
Do you think
a lot of love for a lot of players.
initially for the doubles?
I got love for all players. That being said, I mean no disrespect when I say this. I don't think Koki can carry this. And I say this with love. I don't think Koki Niwa can carry Amir Hodai. And I say
Adam,
this
before we
with
let you
love.
go, were you surprised
I got a
that
lot of love
Koki
for a lot
Niwa
of
was still
players.
available for you at number 2?
I got love for all players.
I think
That
there was
being
a chance
said,
that he
I
would
mean
be.
no disrespect when I say this. I don't think
Oshima's
Koki
also
can
a
carry
legendary
this.
player himself, so those two seem to be the most likely top picks.
Here's the pick.
I don't think anyone could go.
Here's the pick. You guys, I've made you wait long enough. Here's the pick. I mean, here's the take.
Congratulations. You have your first ever 8-person roster of the New York.
Last
Adam
season-
Hugh, thank you for
last
joining
season,
us. We continue in
across the
round three,
board,
Sean, the
we
third
had a
pick
stronger
of the
draft.
third round, and it belongs to
Listen
Princeton
carefully.
Revolution.
Last season,
Lane will let us know.
across the board, if we take all the picks, add them up,
Yang Shuao.
average them out,
Digital spinners are on the clock.
don't know who this guy is. At this point, I think we're starting to get into the irrelevance list. That statement may come back to bite me.
Revolution
and clip this and put my face on it in the future. Unless I see like a crazy, I mean, we did see some like massive blunders over the past few years with like some picks being like insanely questionable very late. But I think we're starting to get into like the non unless I see like a crazy the non-relevant aspects of the draft here. Anyways, my point. Across the board, if you average it all out, across the board, if you average it all out, last draft, the 2024 draft was stronger. This draft is a little bit more top heavy. So the players at the top, they got a little bit more bang. They got a little bit more name. They got a little bit more international. They got a little bit more international shake to them. And it's really because of the first two. Actually, I'm gonna put three with the guy underrated, right? Montero, Oshima, and Niwa. Montero, Oshima, and Niwa. Those three are kind of tipping the scales a little bit to make this an interesting draft. That being said, I really think the application portion of the draft should be a little bit longer, and we need to be a little bit more careful with the timing of the draft so we don't have it running while major world events are happening.
Players who are very solid and stable in the application portion of the draft helps him and also the team to get all of this in the right balance and right way. And yeah, so we decided to pick such players who make sure that the team is solid in general on the table, beside the table in many ways. And yeah, I think that's what we did.
Daniel, you say I'm wrong.
Thank you for the perspective.
I don't think I'm wrong. And we can have a conversation about it this evening. Actually, you could pull up and have a seat right next to me here, and we could talk about it.
Midway through this third round, and the LA Spinners have made their third
Spinners got their pick.
With the 24th pick of the draft, the LA Spinners have selected Marcos Madrid.
I don't think I'm wrong.
Florida Crocs.
And we can have a conversation about it this evening. Actually, you could pull up. Marcos Madrid makes it. Shout out Marcos. Been playing in the U.S. for a little bit. Went back, played in the international circuit. From Mexico. Strongest Mexican player of all time.
Well, again, just a lot of great experience. Mexico, multiple Olympian.
Madrid. I like this pick.
Team player. I think that's.
I like the Marcos Madrid pick.
That are being selected right now. Is that are they going to fit in, fill holes?
I don't know what other women are left in the draft, but
excellent addition to the team.
I mean, it's so low now. I'd like to see a strong female pick.
Team in more ways than just on the table.
I like this pick.
Selecting 3 players.
Marcos Madrid. That's a strong pick.
In the season 3 draft. Still 2 more picks for the Spinners to make.
Women are left in the draft, but
only 3 picks left in round 3.
So low now.
The next of which belongs to the Florida Crocs.
Oh, 3 picks in a row?
Pick is in. Clint Lane has the honor.
With the 25th pick, the Florida Crocs select Chiwei
Madrid.
Texas Smasher on the clock.
Okay, Chiwei. Now, you know, these international Asian players, you can't, I can't put a prediction out there because these dudes might be extremely strong. These ladies might be extremely strong. I don't know who these people are, and we don't have enough data on them.
Yeah, so once again,
I don't even think MLTT has the data on them. This is just all yap between coaches.
If the Pitchford EA matchup becomes the starting one for the first match,
or insider knowledge.
Left for Florida for Frank to complete the team. Again, kind of
don't know who
sad
these
to
people
see
are.
Matilda not
We don't
there,
have
but
enough
I think
data on them.
with Peiyu Shu, I think that's
I
going to
don't
be a
even
very
think
strong
MLTT
addition
has
as
the
well.
data on them. This is just all yap, yap, yap between
Alrighty, so
coaches.
that's where the Crocs stand through the end of the third round. Florida, one of two teams that'll be picking in the fifth round of this draft, the Spinners being the other. The Texas Smash are now on the clock. They've got 2 spots left
Let's
to
see.
fill, and one of them is about to be filled. Flint?
26 pick, Texas Smash.
The Texas Smash.
Ooh, the lag. The lag. Sung Hwan Oh. Don't know him. Don't know him. I need hard footage, y'all. I need hard footage. I'm sorry. MLTT, do better. MLTT, I know it's hard to scrounge footage up, but like, get these players like cell phone match footage.
Spot left to be filled. Sean, where did the Smash stand through the end of round 3?
I think they're looking really strong again with Montero, who's got the experienced player there, and then also with David Macbeth. I mean, he's now in season 3, so he's going to be able to bring a lot of what we did successfully to become the champions in season 1 to get to the finals in season 2. I'm not as surprised to see a South Korean go to the Texas Smash.
All right, Texas will get ready for round 4. We got one more pick left in round 3. It belongs to the reigning champion. Someone once told me that the best thing about being a champion is you get referred to as the reigning champions for the entire next year.
I don't know
Who
about.
the reigning champion,
Oh,
Alex
actually
Yang,
reigning,
selected
yes.
with the 30th
Actually,
pick,
last
Flint
season.
Lane. Or excuse
Yeah,
me,
no,
the
not quite
27th
reigning.
pick, Flint Lane.
The 27th pick,
champions.
The Carolina Gold Rush have selected Mohammed Shuman.
Egypt #2, baby! Let's go!
Mohammed Shuman joins El
Oh my God, Shuman's here! Holy shit! I was hoping to see him. I didn't think he'd come through.
Rounds out the roster for the reigning
Let's go!
champions.
Yo!
Joining the squad also Wei Long acquired in a trade this past week.
Let's
Alex
go!
Yang, welcome to the show.
Oh my God!
How do you
And he's so low! He's so low! Oh, MLTT, you have no fucking clue. These coaches have no idea. Let's go! Alex, you're my boy. Alex, you're my boy.
Season 3 is a little difficult for us because
Oh my God! And he's so
we
low.
lost to
He's so low.
MVP and
Oh,
MVP
MLTT, you
player.
have no fucking clue.
And
These
our
coaches
job
have no
position is
idea.
very late. Number 10 and
Alex,
number
Alex, you're my
27.
boy.
So,
Alex,
but
you're my
I
boy.
got very strong female. And
Whew.
and one Hong Kong very strong.
Mohammed
national
Shuman
player,
is
plus
an
20
extremely
players.
gifted
Only
player.
one
This man has amazing touch.
It's good relationship, so play all together. That's most important for the team. Why we can win second season because of that. So we will try our best
Mohammed
to
Shuman
fighting
is
to the end.
an
for
extremely
season 3.
gifted player. This man has amazing
Quick question:
touch.
I haven't seen Showman play, who you just picked from.
Oh, you should expect a lot, Sean O'Neal.
For his style of play.
He sent me some video. He beat last year. He beat Lee Sang-soo.
Everybody's gonna find out about Shuman, bro. Everybody gonna find out about Shuman. Egypt, we're on the map, baby. We're on the map. Oh, you should expect a lot, Sean
And I saw
O'Neal.
one video. He is good. He's against he was Egypt national team player.
Alex, before we let you go,
Everybody's
the
gonna
Wei
find
Long
out about
trade
Shuman,
giving up
bro.
Sid Narat
Everybody
to
gonna
get
find
Wei
out about
Long.
Shuman.
What was the thought
Egypt,
process
we're on the
for
map,
Gold
baby.
Rush in
We're on the
making that
map.
This season, the double gotta be changed, like open serve. So I try to get other double player as Sid, and one way has defense player, so make our team have different kind of style player. Left hand, lefty, righty, high hold, short pips, defense. So
Alrighty. Well, hope you continue to enjoy the championship celebration. Hope it continues through the summer. Alex Yang, thanks for joining us, and I look forward to seeing your squad back on the table in Season 3. Sean, that's it for Round 3. We head to Round 4. We're coming down stretch. Only 7 picks left to be made. 5 in Round 4, and then 2 in Round 5. The first pick in the 4th round goes to the expansion Atlanta Blazers, and the pick has been submitted to the commissioner, Blit Lane.
With the 28th pick, the Atlanta Blazers have selected Cheng Ping Chang. The Los Angeles Spinners are on the clock.
Whoa.
Left to be made, 5 in Round 4. Cheng Ping Chang from
Whoa.
Taiwan. First pick in the 4th round. First teenager selected in the Season 3 draft, Sean O'Neill.
What?
Yeah, so again, don't be surprised to see a player with
What?
great footwork, a lot of power, an advantage.
Is this a Nepo pick?
Pick in order to round out.
Is this a friendship pick?
Very young and hungry. Again, they've got some experience with Tom Feng, Olympian, in addition to Jiwei Shaw. And again, young with Jeet Chandra during the expansion draft that they, like I say, stole, but they got him from Texas.
Well, he was left unprotected,
Is this a Nepo
so they had
pick?
every right to take him, and they were able to
Is this a
snatch
friendship
the
pick?
Indian player, former Smash. So one selection left to be made. There's the big board. The Slice not on the clock because their team is complete, as is Portland and Princeton. So it's the Spinners who are up next with 2 spots left to fill. 29th overall. There's the music. That means the pick is in. Let's find out. Flint?
With the 29th pick, the Los Angeles Spinners have selected Amareso Abasai.
This is another Iranian player.
Clocks are on the clock.
I mean, look, Benjamin put Iran on the map.
Selected in an MLTT draft.
After Benjamin beat Wang Shushin, this guy put he put Iran on the map.
Selected by the expansion New York Slice as well. So Abasai joining Robino, Choi, and Marcos.
I mean, look,
as the first 4 selections
put Iran on the
head
map.
coach Roman Lorenz has made, and
After-
we'll hear from
after
Roman in a little
Benjamin
bit,
beat Wang
Sean. But
Shushin, this
the
guy
Spinners,
put-
I know you
he-
like
he
the
put
players
Iran
they
on the
have
map.
coming back. How do these new players fit into the first ever Roman Lorenz version of the Spinners?
Well, the one thing we see in international table tennis is the players really have a unique country flavor, and Coach Roman has really gone out and made sure he has a variety of styles to choose from. So it would not surprise me if he has so many options going into each weekend.
Amirreza Abbasi.
That are going to play that have experience.
It's
against
an
the variety of
extremely
styles that
Iranian
table tennis
name.
affords.
Yeah, right now 7 players from different countries on his squad. Originally being from Australia, he does live in the United States now.
Amirreza
Yeah, and interesting.
Abbasi.
The Florida Crocs are up next.
Extremely Iranian
Frank still
name.
has 2 more picks to make as well. The last team with 2 vacancies on that roster. Arias working on.
All right, what you got, Frank?
Pei Zhu,
What you
and
got?
Qi Yet so far from China and Taiwan.
Look, man, I really think,
What,
I
if
really,
anything,
really think
do the Crocs need to add
that you
with
need to
these
have
2
2 female players
I think really it's just
on each
dependability.
team.
I think
The players are gonna, the coaches are gonna realize this over time, but you need 2.
What you got,
You just need 2
compete.
strong
It's
players.
not going to be an issue.
2 strong
Duran
players.
has been here all the time.
Look, man, I
Pitchford,
really
what can
think-
you
Or
say?
if you're giving
He's
up on
just
your
an
female,
amazing
just
player, first
just
round
get
draft
one
pick.
weak
Season
player.
2, so I think
I mean,
Frank's
fuck
looking
it,
just to
right?
fill some holes. He's got a strong female player, so I'm very interested to see how Frank takes this next pick.
this over time, but you need 2.
Right, 2 more picks for Frank Arias to make. After this selection, it'll be Texas and Atlanta closing out the 4th round. The pick is in. Let's find out who's joining the Crocs. Flint.
The 30th pick, the Florida Crocs have selected Asuka Sakai.
Whoa.
Texas Smasher on the clock.
Whoa!
Asuka Sakai, another Japanese player.
Dude, why is Sakai so low on here? What the fuck?
Exactly how many Japanese
Yo,
players we've had. It feels like about half of the first 30 picks Sean, have been Japanese players. Not quite that many, but whereas it was just Koyo and Hiro in season 1, and then Satoshi joined him along with Hitomi Omoda in season 3. The roster of Japanese players is growing in Major League Table Tennis for season 3.
Well, Japan has one of the youngest and most dynamic leagues out there, so a lot of players are switching from the top Japanese league over to MLTT based on. We asked the players, "How did you find out about MLTT?" They all said teammates. So they all want to come here. They all want to get a chance to shine, like we've seen with Koyo and Hiro and Katomi. So
excuse the lawnmower outside.
Seeing a lot of firepower out of the Crocs. Again, they're going to be led by Liam Pitchford, who is so solid both on forehand and backhand side. So Mark Duran, the two-handed and backhand. I mean, Frank's going to have another team that's going to be quite exciting to follow.
Yes, like Pinners, the Crocs also currently with 7 players from 7 different nations all around the world. All right, the
final 2 picks.
2 picks in the 4th round.
Texas and Atlanta. Texas Smash. Let's hear it. Who you got?
Of the draft, and it's in right now. Flint.
The 31st pick, the Texas Smash have selected Anirban Ghosh. And the Atlanta Blazers.
Don't know who that is. Don't know who that is.
So, Geet Chandra gets taken in the expansion draft,
Texas
and
Smash, let's hear it.
Bitzigayo selects Anirban Ghosh, the Indian, to replace his countryman. That rounds out the 8 players who will be on the Smash for season 3. Jorg Bitzigayo joins us now. Jorg, you were in an interesting position heading into this.
Anirban Ghosh.
Players selected in the expansion draft. I'm sure that created a little bit more work for you today. What
Don't know who
has
that
been
is.
Kind of the process of planning, and take us through the 4 picks you've made and how they will add to Texas's chase for a championship in season 3.
Yeah, I mean, we had to start from scratch, right? We had left our 4 guys who we drafted already in season 1, and we had to build a new team. So we had to do our homework, as you guys already mentioned before. We really like to work with young players. So
you're talking about working with young players. I think that's important. I think it's important to develop your own talent.
We can developing, and then our goal is to make some upsets.
It's not like ultra important right now.
Everyone is wondering how Texas is competitive with this lineup. So
I think eventually.
Season 2. This is how it goes, you know.
Like hopefully in the future, MLTT will be a place where
that's fine. And, we are trying to build up a new team for the
building
future.
your own talent will be important enough.
I worked already in the Indian League last summer. Very professional player.
Where the league will serve as a place to develop young talent. Like, you know, if a young player is good right now, be like, oh yeah, go ahead, send them to Germany, send them to Sweden,
we have to find a way to be good in doubles. That's always
send them to Japan, T-League.
And then we got another two add-ons with the young.
Send them anywhere but the USA.
From the Indian League, very good guy.
USA is not a place to develop talent, is what we've always heard. MLTT will hopefully change that.
Our job will be to group up and prepare for
send them to Japan.
You're looking at this new format in doubles. How are you going to approach putting together the team? Have you had a chance to kind of work out the X's and O's to figure out perfect righty-lefty? I mean, it's so new. It's new to everyone. What is your thought process of how you're going to get an edge going into the doubles?
Okay, so I mean, in our opinion, it's necessary to play with a lefty and a righty in doubles, especially since serve return can be played from all over the table, and you need visibility. With 2 righties, this could be problematic in regard to the positioning at the table. So that was our analysis from practicing this, and when we tried it out. So that's also why we were just hoping for getting good left-hand players to give us more options in doubles, and then we have to practice, as we have always done. We have to practice, we have to prepare, we need to take our time to get ready. That has always been our strength, and that's the only choice we have.
I mean, look, the strategies, especially in doubles, Hiromitsu Kasahara, David Macbeth, fell short a little bit, yes, but everything that was
how we look in September, and then we have a couple of
lacking early on in the season, they keep strengthening it. I mean, look, the strategies.
Good luck in that your team.
I mean, we'll take a closer dive.
Weekend for the third year in a row.
We'll take a closer dive at this draft. We'll take a closer look.
Lots of work ahead. So you'll put in the work. All right.
Once it's done.
And the final pick in the
Well, maybe it has to be another video, but let's see.
I should say the first pick in the
a few more picks left.
Atlanta Blazers. Final pick for Susie Battison is next. Flint.
We'll take a closer dive at this
32nd pick. The Atlanta Blazers have selected Min
Young
Spinners are on the clock.
Lee. Once it's done. Oh, Min Young
The Australian.
Oh, it's Lee. It says G.
Lee joins the Blazers. And the first version of the Blazers is on your screen now. Susie Battison, welcome to Major League Table Tennis. When you look at the roster you have compiled both during the expansion draft and here today, what makes you most proud and how do you feel about your team?
Hi, it is my first time joining MLTT, and I'm super excited and looking forward for the new season coming up. I think I did pretty good for my picks because I picked pretty much everybody I wanted.
All right, Coach Susie, that is an interesting take.
We do research and do our homework.
That is an interesting take. She said, "I got everybody I wanted."
The matches to build this team, and as you
okay, she got everybody she wanted.
As well,
let's see.
I think they're strong and
let's see.
To fight for my team.
That's an interesting strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it works out.
Interesting take. You know, Susie, I think the question a lot of players will ask is, you went with Oshima in your first pick.
And look, it could be that Oshima is all that Susie ever wanted.
For your team.
Okay, she got everybody she wanted.
Yes, I know I took Kayama for my lefty players.
That's an interesting strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it works out.
Oshima can also fight for his best and for the team, and Kokiniwa is also
look,
my list.
it could be that Oshima is all that Susie ever wanted.
But you know, I'm just happy to have Oshima for my team.
Alrighty, look forward to seeing the Blazers take the table in September. Susie, congratulations on filling out your roster and look forward to seeing your Blazers compete this fall.
Thank you.
Alright, coming down the home stretch here.
2 more picks.
2 picks left. I'm sure there are a lot of players around the world perhaps hoping to hear their names called. Let's find out the penultimate pick in the draft that belongs to the
Look, man, y'all need to make the draft public.
Pick is in.
With the 33rd pick, the LA Spinners select
what?
Ekholm.
Wait, what?
2 more picks.
Wait.
Player with which we
wait.
gained
wait, what?
Seasons.
Monty?
Ekholm, a member of the
Monty
to the last 2 years.
Monty to Spinners?
Selected with the 30th
Can they do that?
overall pick.
What?
First pick in the 5th round in season 3.
I didn't know you could get drafted like once you're in the league. Like, how are you getting drafted?
Trade her Crocs gear for Spinner's garb.
Monty?
As Roman Lorenz knows a little something about that. Did you get rid of all of your Gold Rush gear yet, Roman?
Can they do that?
No. Yeah, I'm ready for the next season.
I didn't know you could get
I had a
drafted
really nice
like once
2 years
you're
with the
in the
Carolina
league.
Gold
Like,
Rush,
how are you
and
getting
thanks to my
drafted?
teammates, thanks to my coach Alex. But yeah, that would be a cool.
Okay, let's go, Mati.
So Roman, you scored the final point in the Golden Game to clinch the championship. How long did you celebrate, and then how quickly did you turn the page to the scouting reports for all the draft picks to try to fill out your new team?
I mean, we did celebrate the night after the match, and that was a great moment.
Let's go, Mati.
All people from MLTT, that was great. But now I'm ready to focus on the coaching and ready to fight with my new team.
Roman, have you had a chance to speak in depth with all the players that came on the team? Because you're the new one joining the team, right? So with Kole, with Pishte, with Audi, what type of feedback did they give you, welcoming you as their new leader?
Of course, I spoke to them and we spoke about different possibilities and drafting, picking players. So I asked them the thoughts. I was like, I have my idea, but I want also the feedback from them. And yeah, I think we have a good team, and I'm looking forward for the season. I'm looking forward to work as a coach with experienced players.
Roman, before we let you go, take us through the 5 picks you made. Give us a thought real quick on each of them and what you expect them to bring to your team.
I mean, I know most of them. Alex Robino is a good friend of mine, same generation. I know him for many, many years. I know that he will be available. He's playing in the French league. Great double players as well, so it's also an option. The Korean girl, I spoke to her, like she's very exciting about coming to the league. I think that she's probably one of the best female. She's also a lefty, so that was good. That was also important for me to have a second female player as a Matilda Ekholm. She's also a US citizen, so she can be here if she's not available. We never know. She can, yeah, she's a female, she's US, so that was important for me to have 2 female and 3 US players. And Amireza is very weird style, and I think not many people are feeling comfortable.
Ooh. Roman picked Amireza because he says he's got a weird style. I like that.
Yeah, great fighter, very good team spirits, and very risky game, so very dangerous, I think, for many, many players.
Awesome. Thanks for the perspective, Roman. Did you consider drafting yourself?
I did. Maybe I will play in the Golden Game only.
When you're the coach, just drop in for one.
Roman, welcome to the coaching ranks after 2 strong years with the Gold Rush as a player, now representing the LA Spinners as the new head coach. Roman, thanks for joining us and thanks for the perspective. Sean, the hour plus has gone by fast. We got 1 pick left. It belongs
Florida
to
Crocs. Who is it?
Crocs. The pick is in. Flint.
Final pick of the 2025
Drumroll.
Major League Table Tennis Draft. The Florida Crocs have selected Angel Naranjo.
Who?
Angel Naranjo from Puerto Rico, 21-year-old, adds
Florida
to the
Crocs. Who is it?
Latin American flavor on Frank Arias' team. Frank, you add 4 players today, joining the 4 players that you retained from last year. Always good to see you. Tell me about the process of planning for the draft, especially without a first-round pick, and how do you feel you maximize the value of the resources that you had to build the best version of the Crocs for next year?
Yeah, we're extremely pleased with the way the draft unfolded. Coming into it, we were in a little bit disadvantage of not having the first round, but we came with a strong plan and a clear idea of the kind of players we wanted to.
He said the kind of players. Well, are these the players you wanted to draft?
To bring competitiveness, exceptional skills, but also align with the culture and vision we're building for the team.
You know, definitely in Taiwan, Japan, you've got the Far East covered, and then you've also got such great European stars with Liam, Duran, Borak, and also with the Cuban Pereira. Tell me a little bit about going with the Puerto Rican player, Naranjo. I've seen his results. He's an up-and-coming player. You must have seen him play a lot in order to make him be your final selection.
I sense a little.
Yeah,
I sense a little Latin American.
A long time ago, since he was a kid.
Latin American theme for Florida Crocs, which makes sense if you're in Miami.
I think he's a dangerous player. Well, you'll see some of his results on upcoming season.
Frank, obviously you had to replace Matilda Ekholm, who was your female player the last 2 seasons. With Zoo, what should fans know about Zoo? How do you expect her to mix into your team?
She's a strong lefty player. She played in Spain, and she had very good results. She also qualified for the national tryouts in China, so she's a very strong player. We hope to get some good results of her. She's a strong lefty player.
Frank, before we let you go, just like speak for all the coaches. What's the next step? You've got your team together. You know you're competing. 3.5 months from now. How do you build to the start of the season going forward?
Yeah, we'll try to get sorry, we'll try to get some feedback, more feedback from the players, and see how we can start building a cohesive team, and we'll see when we get together and how everything works out when we do the pairing for doubles and all those kind of stuff.
All righty, Frank. Well done today. Best of luck as you prepare for season 3. Thank you for joining us. All right, Sean. We began the day with 34 open slots. We congratulate all 34 players who are joining the Major League Table Tennis family for season 3. That obviously includes one player who's back from the first 2 seasons. Matilda Ekholm stands out among the 34 players selected as the only player with MLTT experience already. It's a little foolhardy to declare winners and losers from the draft in the minutes after the draft concluded, but your biggest takeaways as you look at the board, the first ever 10-team league in Major League Table Tennis after 8 teams the past couple of years. What stands out most to you, Sean?
Well, I think just initially, the number of Asian players that are joining the league here in season 3. Coaches really did their homework.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of Asian players.
That are ready.
A lot of
really
Asian players joining.
I think also with the 2 expansion teams, with the Blazers.
Yeah, we'll do our homework on who these players are. We'll see if we can find some footage.
I think they had the benefit.
And we'll have a further breakdown.
Adam from the Slice, he loaded his team up during the expansion draft. Coach Susie took 3 and that was able to add 5. So I think that we had to say which team's got a slight edge. I'm going to go with the expansion. But my dark horses right now, looking at season 3, going to be LA and Texas. I think Coach Jorg does a great job of getting his young team ready for a full season. But I really like the experience of the LA Spinners. I think they've got a solid base and a lot of exciting players.
The fact that the Bay Area Blasters returned 5 players and had 2 first-round picks after coming off a third-place finish. What do you foresee for the Blasters in terms of their expectations and how they'll build their rosters next year?
I think it's all going to be about cohesion. A lot of different styles. I think Olympian Tim Wong is going to get them all on the same page, but it's going to take some work. I do like the fact that they kept El Said Lachine.
Hell yeah. Blasters, I talked to your owner. I talked to the owner of the Blasters. I was like, if you don't draft Lachine for next season, I'm going to root against your team. I'm so glad they kept my boy Lachine.
All right, the draft began.
Shout out the homie. Shout out Egypt.
Going to the Blazers, and then Kokiniwa second.
I talked to your owner.
Sean, before I let you go,
I talked to the owner of the Blasters. I was like, if you don't,
what surprised you most about the draft? Did the first pick surprise you? Did anything else confound your expectations going in?
I'm so glad they kept my boy Lachine.
The number of Asian players. I mean, we've gone Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, Hong Kong, China. I mean, I didn't realize how big MLTT has grown in Asia, where it's really, those are the strongest leagues in the world. Of course, Europe has a long history, but if you look at the China Super League, you look at India, you look at Japan, look at South Korea, those are well-established leagues. And for MLTT to be able to take top players and move them over, a lot of them said they want to play in the U.S. That's one of their biggest goals. The European players, we know want to come here, but it's really nice to see that the Asian players have been so receptive. And each one of their interviews where we had a chance to ask them, why do you want to play? They say they want to see the sport grow in the United States. So I'm really looking forward to some high-level play, especially from the Asian players that were selected today.
We've got a great mix of players from all around the world. The top North American players, obviously, but it's fun to see the eclectic family grow every year. And this was fun to be a part of the draft experience for the second straight season. Sean, any final thoughts before we officially turn the page on season 2 and look forward to opening night in September?
Shout out Flint.
Thank you to Flint and the entire staff.
I love you, Flint.
Of course, to
this is it's been an interesting draft.
It's such a thrill to be
a lot of thoughts. I'm just thinking about all sorts of matchups. But man, it's good to see us getting more and more big name players.
Through the season
bar for bar, I think Koki
Thanks also go out to everybody behind the scenes.
is definitely the biggest name we've landed in MLTT till today.
All the players
I think Pitchford
to join Major League Table Tennis
maybe has a little bit more crowd appeal. Actually, that's not true. That's not true. People love Koki. Really shaped a culture of trick shot players out there, all doing chop blocks.
She is back in the league as well. There it is.
Pitchford didn't do that. What Pitchford do? Get people practice their backhand.
Starting this September as season 3 of Major League Table Tennis gets rolling. But for the
some people say I think we'll see Chun Mung is a free agent player. Look, y'all never gonna get high level A-team China players coming to MLTT until they figure out their politics there. I just don't think it's gonna happen. All right, let's call my boy Daniel. See how he feels about this draft. Chun Mung is a free agent player. Look, y'all never gonna get. Let's see if he picks up. China players coming to MLTT until they figure out their politics there. I just don't think it's gonna happen. Let's see. All right, let's call my boy Daniel.
Yellow.
All right, Daniel, you're on stream. Tell us what you think about the draft. Let's see if he
Wait, hold on. Do you have the graphic of the players up?
We can do a discussion later in the evening, but just your quick thoughts.
Yeah, first of all, very disappointed that they do the draft this early in the morning.
Yeah, it was early as shit. I had to tell my boss that I'm busy with something and I skipped the morning meeting. Hopefully he's not gonna see this, Kyle. If you see this, I am so sorry, but I had to make it to the draft.
Yeah, you're screwed. But I am super stoked for New York Slice.
Okay.
I think I'm going to stop rooting for Princeton and join the New York Slice bandwagon. That's what I'm planning on.
I mean, look.
I am so sorry, but
Here, I want you to think about it like this. You just now have one more team to root for. Like, yeah, if they're going in a head-to-head, but you now, like, if they're playing against somebody from the West Coast, like, fuck it, we have, like, one more East Coast team.
Yeah, and also there's some local representation, like Adam Hughes is from, Jersey City, and then Caden, I've known him, he's around the area, so that matters to me a little bit when deciding to root for a team, it just adds that little bit more context to it. And then, they get Koki Neva and Yiren Wu, who we watch all the time at Westchester, and then Amir Vadai, he's from Iran, so yeah. It's a really nice team, and they ended up getting Jushan, but you gotta take the good with the bad.
What do you mean by that? Hold on, Jushan is a solid player.
Another scandal.
Wait, what happened?
Wasn't he the one who with the boosted paddle or something? So
Yeah, but they all boost their paddles. That's a non-issue. But yeah, dude, this has been an amazing draft. Koki Niwa and Yuya Oshima, the top 2 picks.
Yeah.
Wait, what happened?
John Montero, Gardosh.
Dude, Joao Montero is like extremely low on the pick there. I feel like he's like top 3.
I think this is going to be another season where Texas Smash is making it to the finals.
I think so, dude. I really think so. Jorg understands what he's actually doing. I feel like actually Alex also.
That's the only pick, or that's the only one where I'm like,
Look, here's my thoughts. The reason why he kept Macbeth is because I feel like with doubles, you're really more focused on synergy. That's why Koyo Kanemitsu and Jin Shin Wang are so strong, because they've been practicing with each other for a long time. So he's favoring that doubles synergy for longer with Macbeth and Kasahara, because they've been practicing with each other. So I feel like they, got a good thing going, and that's why he went with that. But I mean, we could ask him for his thoughts as well. All right.
Good to see Monty still, big in MLTT. I was thinking maybe she won't get another chance, but
yeah, great to see Monty. Shout out the coaching director at Ping Pong. I don't know what happened with Hong Lin. Maybe she got dropped. I'm not quite sure. We'll have to.
Nobody picked her up, right?
I don't think so. Yeah, I have no idea. All right, well, Dan, I guess maybe we'll get on in the afternoon or the evening to kind of talk over the picks a little bit more. But yeah, dude, this has been fun to watch.
I don't know what happened with Hong Lin.
All right, later, homie.
Not quite sure.
All right, and we're gonna call one more person. I don't know if he's gonna pick up, but Timothy Cudjoe.
All right, well, Dan, I guess
y'all know him, y'all love him.
Afternoon or the evening to
let's call the boy.
Kind of talk over the picks.
See how he's doing.
But yeah, dude, this has been fun to watch.
All right, later, homie.
All right, and we're gonna call one more person. I don't know if he's gonna pick up, but Timothy Cudjoe.
Come on, Tim, pick up.
Let's call the boy. See how he's doing.
Your call has been forwarded to.
Oh no! All right, one more time. Let's give Tim Cudjoe another call.
Come on, Tim, pick up.
Your call has been forwarded to.
Oh no! All right, one more time. Let's give Tim Cudjoe.
All right. Tim looks like he's a little bit busy.
Your call has been.
Which is fine. Well, guys, this has been extremely fun. MLTT just keeps getting better and better. I'm sure this season's going to be an absolute blast. I am looking forward to seeing how much better we can improve compared to last season.
Looks like he's a little bit busy.
And I just want you all to think about how much of a big draw Koki Niwa is going to be, and how many people, like those young players that grew up watching his Chop Block highlights.
I am looking forward to seeing.
And what'd you just think of when I said Chop Block highlight? You just thought of Fang Bo getting dunked on, yes or no? Yes or no? You watch Fang Bo get dunked on in that highlight at least 2,000 times. And those people that have been watching that clip forever, they're the ones that are going to show up in MLTT. They're the ones that are going to support. They're the ones that are going to come cheer. And New York Slice, look, I don't like the rest of the picks.
Yes or no? You watched.
But you know I'm going to be watching. You know I'm going to be glued to my seat. Because it's Koki Niwa. It's a name draw.
And those people that have been.
And if nothing else, if you ruin the entire draft, if you got Koki Niwa on your team, then you couldn't have really messed up too bad, could you? All right. Thank you all for watching. It's been your boy Al. I'm going to get back to work now so I don't get fired. And I'll see you all maybe in the evening. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.
Then you couldn't have really messed up too bad, could you? All right. Thank you all for watching. It's been your boy Al. I'm going to get back to work now so I don't get fired. And I'll see you all maybe in the evening. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.